What's up, guys? Welcome back. Today's chit chat is all about the creator funds and an update on what's going on with the creator funds, how creators and influencers are participating, and where we think it's going to go. So, as you probably know, almost every single platform out there has a creator fund, even Clubhouse and LinkedIn. But today we're really going to focus on the Facebook Instagram fund at $1 billion. We're going to focus on the Snapchat fund, the Pinterest fund, the YouTube fund, and of course, the TikTok fund. So, Michaela, give us an overview.
Yeah, so as we know, the creator funds were introduced over the past year or so in response to TikTok's rising popularity. The other social media platforms really want their creators to come back and create content on their platform, and they also want to bring new creators to the platform as well. So it's an incentive to bring just mass amounts of content and a response to TikTok's popularity. So there's a few main differences that are important to know. So one is the fund size. We have anywhere from a $10 million fund up to $1 billion. The fund allocation, so how much money is going out and to how many creators, right? And then the last one being content type. So some of them are focused on really competing with TikTok in that short form video, and others are focused on maybe audio content or helping, specific types of creators grow on the platforms.
Yes. Or even live streams, right? Facebook had a live stream sort of incentive for a while. So yeah, I think it's super interesting. And I think, what we were talking about earlier is the difference between Snapchat and TikTok is they both have huge funds, but it's how they're using them, right? So Snapchat was focusing on a few creators every day with their spotlight program, whereas TikTok was focusing on getting money basically into everyone's hands. So as you can imagine, the check sizes for Snapchat were huge, whereas the check sizes for TikTok continue to be very small. Yeah. Now, you got to think about, okay, so these are the creator funds. What really is the goal of these creator funds? And you alluded to this a little bit earlier, but it is to get and keep people on your platform. So I think I'd like to highlight Snapchat a little bit because I thought that their spotlight campaign initially was incredibly successful. And they actually, if you recall, continued to re-up it because it was having so much success. So by the numbers, the number of viewers watching Spotlight for at least 10 minutes per day grew over 70% at the beginning of this year in Q1. And then the daily video submissions to Spotlight also grew by over 40%.
Yeah.
Makes a ton of sense. If you have a chance to win 80, 90, $100,000, if your video goes viral, heck yes, you're going to submit and create content like crazy. And that's really smart, right? Because it creates a new behavioral pattern. Now you're logging in every day, you're watching the content, you're creating the content. All of a sudden, Snapchat's maybe one of your favorite apps. Genius move, I think, for Snapchat. TikTok, completely the other side of things. I think TikTok is just trying to show that there is a way to make some sort of cash for the videos that you create, because brand collaborations are still getting up and away, and affiliate marketing is still something that while it's there, it's still a little bit smaller, and it's not enough to make you create content most likely every single day. Right. So, and you have YouTube, obviously, who gives you the ad revenue and the ad split from your videos, which TikTok and Instagram and the like have not figured out yet. So it's an interesting world, but I think that the goal is obviously to get and keep people, like you said, on the platform. But the question is what really incentivizes creators, right?
Yeah.
So
I mean, it's their job, right?
You're right. As a creator, your job is to create. Right. So it is nice to have someone compensate you for that if you are currently not making any type of money. Right. Now, we talked about Snapchat did a great job of incentivizing, but the flip side of that, of course, is that when they took their fund size down, their daily amount was, 8 figures, and now it is 8 figures a month. Right. Okay. So a lot of people are saying, hey, now I'm not making as much as I used to. I'm going to go try another platform. So the incentives worked, but
I think Snapchat's a really specific example, right? Like we're talking about this as an example of something that we think in the beginning was really successful, right? But that's really the only fund example where that amount of money was being paid out. With TikTok, we were saying the money is being allocated to all creators, which means the amount of money they're making is very, very small. And when this is your job and that stream of income is not supplementing your other streams of income, what's incentivizing you to be a part of that program?
That's right. Yeah. I mean, if you're making 20 to 80 bucks for a video, it's like, well, that's nice, but it's not going to really change my behavior all in.
Exactly.
Right? And even YouTube has a big program where they're going out and they're paying creators as well to create shorts. Now, a few of our creators have received those offers, and because our creators that we represent are larger, the dollar amounts look pretty nice initially, but then when you realize the amount of content that you have to create that goes along with that price tag, it sort of isn't quite worth it, right? Because you spend so much time and energy creating on YouTube that you're not going to have that time and energy for Reels and Instagram or for TikTok. So it's a smart move from the platform sort of business savvy world. But in the end, the question is, does it really incentivize? And I just don't know, right? I mean, tell us a little bit about the Facebook one too, because I think that's important.
Yeah. So I think with Facebook, obviously that's a really big fund, right? It's at $1 billion, and that's, majority going to Instagram. And Instagram's kind of introduced a few different opportunities for creators to make money. But they've changed their focus quite often, which means that I think creators they're not really understanding what they're supposed to be doing. And the incentives are small. So Instagram has been implementing these little incentives, right? So they want you to use specific features on their platform, Reels, Live, whatever it may be. But it's
like a couple $100, right?
Yeah, so it's like $300 better
than TikTok probably across the board, depending on your creator, your level size and your virality of your videos, but nowhere close to Snapchat.
But you have to hit really, really high specific engagement numbers to get the money. So even just creating the content doesn't get you compensated.
That's right. And they're asking for a lot across the board, I think, which is a big theme. TikTok's not really asking for honestly anything. Just show up and maybe get a small check. But like Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat are definitely asking for, and YouTube are definitely asking for you to focus your efforts here. And they almost monopolize your time, which is really interesting. So, but I think all in all, the reality is that Snapchat is going to continue. Facebook is going to continue. YouTube will continue. TikTok has already put a stake in the ground and said, look, over the next 3 years in the US, we anticipate our creator fund to grow to over $1 billion. Likely a nod to what we talked about with small paychecks. Maybe if it's $1 billion in the next 3 years, it will be bigger payouts for creators. And that gives me a little bit of a carrot at the end of the stick. But I don't think that the current model is going to be supported well by creators in the future. I do think that creator funds and ways to pay out creators are going to continue to be a problem that platforms want to solve. It undoubtedly has to be, as the sort of territorial wars and social media platforms continue. But I think that the platforms have got to figure it out. They've got to come up with bigger, better strategies.
I think what I would like to see is for the platforms that don't have a specific focus for their creator funds, I really want them to find something specific for their creators to work towards, as opposed to just being like, oh, today it's this, today it's that. I want them to really focus in and pick something that the creators can hold on to and work towards.
Absolutely. I think that's smart. We'll see where it goes.